So the first step in being unapologetically masculine is to know who you are, what you stand for, and what you won't tolerate. In my mind, masculinity starts with clarity. It's a deep, unwavering sense of identity that's rooted in purpose, values, and self-respect. You see, when a man understands who he is, he's not easily swayed by opinions, by trends, or the need for outside validation. An unapologetically masculine man moves with intention, speaks with conviction, and leads with integrity. And to be straight up, gents, in today's modern society, there is more than ever a need for men like this. Men like you. So what's the first step to being unapologetically masculine with your image? Well, first up, view your clothing not as an afterthought, but as a suit of armor. Like a knight of ancient times, your clothing not only provides protection, but it sends a signal to others of your status, of your position in society. The right clothing not only physically protects you from the elements, but it also can protect you from the ill-informed judgment of others who look at what you wear and make a snap decision on where you fit in society. The right clothing, and depending on the message you want to send, can signal competence, high status, high trust, authority, power, approachability. The fact is, the clothing we wear often frames a stranger's perception of you in a matter of seconds before you get the chance to even open your mouth. So in the same way a warrior chooses his armor depending on who he's going to be fighting, think through the message you want your clothing to convey and wear the clothes that properly speak for you. The next step to having an unapologetically masculine style: curate a uniform. Have a signature go-to look. From Tom Ford to Steve Jobs to Jensen Huang, powerful men think about their image, decide on a path, and then stick with it. And as you can imagine, it's not because these guys are boring or that they're not creative. Now, these guys found something that works for them, and to avoid decision fatigue to make their lives easier, they just stick with a signature look that over time they own. Straight up, a man with a uniform signals clarity. Now, specifically, what are some things to look for in signature pieces? Well, first up, whatever styles, whatever colors you choose, make sure they complement your build, make sure they complement your complexion. Let's bring back Tom Ford. Notice that he goes for structured jackets, dark suits that fit him well, that slim up his silhouette, build up his height. He's not the tallest guy. And that signature white shirt, not only does it draw our attention to the chest, to the face area, but he's always got a crisp, stand-up, strong collar that helps to frame the face and bring symmetry to the overall look. Now, what about turtleneck sweaters, New Balance shoes? Well, I'm not going to recommend that for everybody, but Steve knew what he was doing. He wanted to be approachable. He wanted something that was simple. And personally, as a man that loves turtleneck sweaters, I look around, most men don't even try wearing them. Guys, it's a great piece if you can pull it off. Seriously, consider them, especially with a sports jacket or a blazer or a suit. It looks good. Now, what about leather? Human beings have been wearing leather for thousands of years. It can be shaped easily, it's tough, durable, and of all the materials available to clothing manufacturers, it's considered the most masculine material out there, and it has a strong connotation, especially with women, as something a strong man wears. Hence why we see it in so many different garments out there, from the classic moto jackets made popular in the 1950s to, of course, leather's use in classic footwear. Now, speaking of leather and footwear, let's talk about one of the most iconic styles of boot out there, the classic Western boot, aka the cowboy boot. And if you're looking for a pair of classic Western boots, go over to today's sponsor, Tecovas. Now, gents, I've been talking about Tecovas for a couple years now, and what I love about this brand is not only their wide variety of styles, all the different materials, all the different types of boots that they've got on their website, but also just how darn comfortable these things are right out the box. Now, if you're looking for a classic cowboy boot, you want that higher shaft, you want something you can take out dancing, then check out their classic Cartwright. This boot right here is in their best-selling Scotch color. It is made from goat, which, in case you don't know, goat isn't going to be as tough as cowhide. It's still very tough. It's also going to be a little bit softer. It's going to be a little bit more supple. And as you can see right here, I've worn this pair quite a bit, and I have to say that they are incredibly comfortable. Now, if you're looking for something a little bit more exotic, like these Caymans right here, get over to the website. They've got a wide variety of different materials. But to be straight up, gents, the pair that I wear the most is their Dean, right here in Midnight. And gents, what I love about these is they've got a thin shaft, they've got a zipper on the side, so they're very easy to take on and off. So gents, if you're looking for a pair of shoes that is going to set you apart from the crowd, that is unapologetically masculine, then check out Tecovas and their huge selection of Western boots. And in case you didn't know, Tecovas also has clothing. They've also got shoes. And yeah, if you're looking for a pair to start with, guys, you can't go wrong with a classic pair of cowboy boots. These ones right here in the Scotch, absolutely beautiful. And of course, to make sure you get the best deal on the internet, check out that link in the description of today's video. Go over to Tecovas, check them out. Awesome company, proud to support them. So the next step in being unapologetically masculine with your style is to master the power palette. These are colors that don't scream for attention. No, they walk into a room and they just dominate. They are classically strong colors that also have the added benefit of being easy to mix and match. First up, we've got navy. This classic color signals confidence and professionalism. Next up, you've got the color charcoal. This one signals intelligence and stability, and since it's a non-color, it pretty much matches anything. Again, all grays are non-colors, so technically they work with any other color. They're going to match pretty much anything you put them with. Next up, we have white. This one can provide stark contrast with darker colors and in general signals cleanliness and maturity. Next up, we've got brown. This one, a very strong earth tone. It comes in a variety of shades. And personally, what I love about brown is its warmth. It gives a signal of not only maturity, but approachability. And speaking of earth tones, let's bring in olive. I know for me, this is one of my favorites. It works with my skin tone. And in general, when people are pulled, probably because its association with the military, it gives off a signal of strength. Just remember, in general, gents, you want to keep the colors muted. You don't want colors that scream for attention. No, you want colors that whisper power. Now, this next point is more of a general rule you should be following if you're looking to put together a truly masculine wardrobe. Always choose function over fashion. So specifically what I mean by that is when you're choosing pieces, ask how are they going to serve me? What role is this going to play? Example, if you're just buying something because it's trendy or maybe it's comfortable, like a pair of joggers, okay, those may have been in, but what's going to serve you better, what's going to give a more masculine overall appearance and probably work more with your signature look are maybe moleskin trousers or a pair of raw or dark colored denim, both of which are tougher, are timeless, and are probably going to serve you better. Now, the good news here is most items in classic menswear actually have a history of how they've been developed, how they have served men. The sports jacket, it was made for sportsmen who are going out hunting or even playing sports, such as tennis. Yes, the first early tennis matches, men wore sports jackets. Now, I wouldn't recommend doing that in a modern garment, but understand that these pieces were made to be a little bit looser, to be more comfortable. And a lot of classic menswear pieces either came out of workwear or the military. So the classic trucker jacket, yes, it's casual, but it has a long history of being a durable piece of workwear. The classic turtleneck sweater, made famous by sailors that needed a close-fitting garment that helped to keep them warm. The waxed cotton jacket, the safari jacket, the bomber jacket. All these classic garments I've actually talked about on this channel were first developed to be functional, then to actually complement a man's build. And the after effect is every time you put on one of these classic pieces, if it fits you well, it's going to enhance your look. It's going to help you look more masculine. So the next point I want to hit on, if you want to be unapologetically masculine, take your clothing to your tailor and get it adjusted to fit your body. From Jack Reacher to James Bond, what do you notice about these actors whenever they're on stage? Besides that they're kicking butt and they always seem to get the girl. What do you notice? Guys, their clothing fits them. I mean, think about for that actor that plays Jack Reacher, how difficult that has to be. The dude is huge. I mean, he's not as big as the Dutch Giant, but that actually is another one. Look at the Dutch Giant, the clothing this guy wears. Well, pretty much all of it, I'm sure, is custom made because when you are a big guy, in order to look good, you've got to have clothing that actually fits you. Well, gents, the same thing applies to you. When you've got clothing that actually fits you, you pay attention on your jeans, to the hem, to the length of the denim, to getting that adjusted. It shows that you pay attention to the details, that you're a man of precision, pride, and respect. So the next step to having an unapologetically masculine style is to reject the hype and to embrace your heritage. Now, for some of you guys, that may be bringing in something ethnic into your wardrobe that represents who you are, where you come from, and your family's history, your family's legacy. From the dashiki to the wayabera to the Ukrainian vyshyvanka. Gents, don't be afraid to bring in a masculine piece of your heritage into your wardrobe. And gents, even if you feel like you don't have anything, look around. So for me, with Western boots, I grew up in Midland, Texas. We actually had a trailer park ranch. We had horses. I was out working with the horses. All the funny thing, I never wore boots as a kid. I didn't want to be one of the kickers. I actually wore tennis shoes when I was out riding the horses, feeding them. But years later, I embraced Western boots. It started when I went out dancing. I was stationed in Corpus Christi, was going out with a bunch of Texas A&M guys. Yes, I know I went to UT, but hey, they knew the best places to go out dancing, to meet the girls. And nowadays, I find that a classic pair of Western boots are an easy way to be able to bring style to your wardrobe, and it fits me and my background. So don't be afraid to find a signature piece, maybe a historic piece. Maybe you like safari jackets. You've always wanted to travel throughout Africa. Maybe you like diving. Maybe you like flight. Look for that particular type of watch. The point is you can bring something into your wardrobe that has heritage, that has a story, and unapologetically make it part of yours. Next up, let's talk about your grooming. And Psychology Today had a whole article about this, that grooming and the attention a man gives to his facial hair, to the hair on his head, was actually found to be correlated with his own level of respect for himself. Basically, a man that pays attention to the grooming details is a man that respects himself. It's a clear sign to others that not only are you well groomed, are you clean, but also that you pay attention to the details. Now, am I recommending you go out there and get a handlebar mustache? Well, maybe, if that's your thing. No, I'm just saying if you have a beard, take care of it. If you're losing the hair on your head, maybe consider shaving. Seriously, you want to talk about a masculine look. When a man shaves his head, that decision right there transforms not only his look, but his perception of himself and him taking control of the situation. Now, what about eye contact? What about posture? What about rhythm? What about movement? Well, guys, I cover all that in this video right here, where I go into more detail about body language. I go into all the other things that go beyond style. I'll talk a little bit about style. But guys, check out this video right here if you want to learn how to project power with your image and presentation. Guys, I'll let you cover. Boom. Check this video out. It's a solid one. Yeah, you'll like it.